Alright, so we're getting ready to remove the exhaust. So we have to remove the heat shield so we have access to the bolts right in the head. So we have to remove these so we can have enough clearance for our, sockets to have clearance in there. So it just makes it a little bit easier to get it in there. And then of course you also got to go on the other side. So we're going to remove that, and before we do that we have to unplug our O2 sensors. So here's your forward one. This is the front O2 sensor over here. You guys can see that one right there. There's a little clip on the top. I don't know if the camera's gonna pick it up right there. You see that little clip? You gotta push down on that. So that's one. The other one is behind this side cover. So we gotta pull this off to get access to that side cover. Alright, so we remove the side cover. Now we gotta pull this O2 sensor. This is for the rear exhaust pipe. So same thing, you gotta look for that little clip right there. You pinch that and then you pull it out. And there you go. So now we're ready to finish removing the heat shields and pulling the pipes off. Alright, so now we got to pull out the old gas port, exhaust port gaskets. We got to pull that out because these are just single use. So there's one. You always want to install new exhaust port gaskets. It's not worth it, okay? It's gonna leak. So you always get them, even though these are 2 weeks old, because I had it on the Cobra. These are only 2 weeks old. You still have to replace them. So let's go ahead and grab our new exhaust port gaskets. Alright, so here's the new one. You can see the difference. This one has been crushed with the Cobra exhaust. They've been used for 2 weeks. This one's a brand new one. This one has yet to be crushed and molds to the new pipe. So let's go ahead and just slide this in there like so. Make sure it's well seated, and man, it flows in there just like butter. Look at that. It's in there. Just make sure it's fully seated. That way when you start torquing down the exhaust pipe, it sits in there evenly, and there's no lopsidedness or anything like that. So that was quick. I just realized this kit has these, what are these, flanges? Retainer flanges pieces. That's pretty neat. The ones I have are getting a little old. So we're going to use these new ones. And all of this was 12 bucks, which is really cheap. Let's go ahead and grab the other one. Put that over here. Make sure it's nice and flat. Nicely seated. Man, these just go in there so easy. Look at that, and they stay in place too. You don't have to do anything. Yeah, that's fully seated. Wow, man, I'm just surprised how well these are made. These exhaust port gaskets. You just flow in there perfectly, nicely. Look at that. So of course you want to make sure that they're coned out there. You don't want to put these inside out with the flat on the outside. All right, these go tapered to the thin. They taper down when it's facing the exhaust pipe. Okay, so make sure you do it this way and don't go and put it around the other way. All right, so we have to reuse, of course, your stock flanges. So this the exhaust does not come with this. You have to reuse this from your OEM. So like I said, you can reuse these. You can use the ones that are provided. We're going to use the ones that are provided, the brand new ones. these have a little bit of wear and tear on them, you guys can see. So alright, we got to pull this one off. Now we got to pull off the other one. So we went ahead and removed the old bracket. This was obviously right here. We no longer need the Cobra exhaust bracket because the SP bracket mounts right here for some reason. It mounts on your trans, on your case. For some reason it mounts there. So we're gonna put these bolts back in there, even though this one doesn't, you know, do anything. But we'll leave it there in case for some reason down the road we have to install a different exhaust, or in case I decide to go back to my old exhaust, I could, you know, leave this bolt in there and I'll remember to take these off and reuse them. So now we gotta undo these two bolts to install the bracket. So let's go ahead and find the proper hex socket for that. Alright, so here's the new bracket for the new exhaust. We're going to use the bolts provided by SPC. I'm putting some Loctite, just a little bit. Just a tad bit of Loctite. These bolts had a little bit of Loctite on them. You see, so I'm going to do it too. Make sure they thread in there nicely. Do not force anything, okay? You do not want to cross thread anything. These feel like they're going in there smoothly. So this is nice that they that we replaced these bolts, because this one, I don't know, there's a lot of play in this. There's a lot. Look at that play. A lot of play. Not that good. Okay, so let's go ahead and grab our. What do you guys think that is? A 12? Is that a 12? Oh man, I almost got it. It's a 13. Alright, so we're just gonna go ahead and righty tighty, lefty loosey. There we go. So we're just gonna sit this, of course. We're gonna sit it, seat the bolts, and then we'll crank them down. Alright, I figured it out, guys. It is 25 foot-pounds. 22 to 25 foot-pounds for these bolts. So let's see if this torque wrench works. Alright, so now we have to set up the pipes. So we take our new retainer flanges, or whatever you call these things. These are the new ones. And we gotta grab, of course, the pipe. Make sure that this is facing towards the engine, because this is what holds the flange in place. So like this. Alright, the pipe is facing this way. This is also facing towards the engine. And then we gotta just grab this and then just push it down the exhaust pipe. There, so that goes like that. Of course, that holds in there like so. So you gotta make sure this is the way it goes in. Alright, and then of course we gotta install our O2 sensors. Let's grab the other one. Where's the other flange? Grab that, put that in there, grab this, and then just push it, shove it down. I already ripped my glove. Make sure you're aware of where the pipe sits, because you don't want to scratch your new pipe. I have my foot on it right now. And it's gonna be a little bit of a pain in the butt. Oh, not even all the way in. There you go. finally. I wasn't fully seated down over here. That's the reason why I kept them popping out. So then that's ready for that. Now we gotta install the reducers. Alright, so I'm just putting a little bit of anti-seize. I believe since this has the chrome finish or the nickel finish, I don't think you need the anti-seize on this. I'm not entirely sure, but you know what, I just put on just a little bit just in case. So we have, of course, the crush washer, the copper washer, and then we're going to put that on the exhaust like this, because we're installing our narrow band O2 sensor, so we need these reducers. Alright, we went ahead and installed some anti-seize. Grab the second narrow sensor, your O2 sensor. Apply a little bit of anti-seize on the O2 sensor and put that in there. Alright, now we grab our wrench and just torque it down good and tight. That's good. I'm gonna remove these stickers just so it doesn't burn onto the exhaust, and then I'm gonna wipe them down, of course, before I start it. Make sure we don't get any residue burnt onto the pipe. Alright, so we want to make sure everything's still loose, because we have to, of course, attach the collector, and then once everything's seated properly with the collector and the bracket, then we start torquing everything down to spec. But in the meantime, we just got to make sure it holds in place and it doesn't fall on the engine or scratch or whatever, Just got to make sure it's in there just enough for it to hold in place while we get everything well seated. So let's grab the front one now. I like to just kind of use this and just with my fingertips, I like just to make sure it's not binding or anything like that. It's not cross threading. So I always just typically use this. There's other techniques as well. People have used a fuel line to kind of thread some of these pipes into place. So just to make sure it's not cross threading and we're not putting too much torque on these bolts. But that's in there properly. It's nice and loose. Now we gotta install the muffler. Alright, so let's grab our clips. Let's install these on the exhaust, because of course this goes on the bracket. And this one goes on this side. And that's gonna hold that in place. Oh, I guess it just moves like that. I thought it would lock into place or something. Okay, let's take this to the bracket and install it. Alright, so first we gotta attach these pipes. And then those pipes are in there, and then we attach the exhaust to the bracket. Alright, so we went ahead. Everything's still loose. You guys can see everything's still loose. We're just kind of pushing it all together, and then we're going to start tightening down all the bolts right now. I got to charge the GoPro. Alright, so we just finished torquing down the exhaust flange bolts. It's set to 115 inch-pounds. inch-pounds, 115. Per Harley manual, you can set it to 120 inch-pounds. I believe that's about 9 foot-pounds. I'm not too sure. You guys got to look it up. If you don't have an inch-pound torque wrench, you could look it up. I believe it's 9 or 10 foot-pounds or something like that. So 115 inch-pounds on the flanges, and then these are just good and tight, whatever, doesn't matter. 9/16. And yeah, now we're pretty much done. It's installed. Now we got to put the we got to install these little springs on the back of the exhaust. This is what holds the collector and the pipes together. Then we got to, you know, then we got to wipe it down. But hey, since I already have you guys' attention, let's go ahead and just install our O2 sensors. So that one, of course, goes right there behind the side cover. Let's see if I could. We got to make sure it clicks all the way in there. So let me put the camera down. All right, that's one. Then we got to locate this other one, the front one, which is right here. You got to make sure that these little ears line up. Once again, put the camera down. You got to make sure it clicks. This is tough. Tough to get in there. All right, so that's in there. That clicked into place. Fix that. All right, now we gotta. Looking at this pipe, it looks shorter than my Cobra exhaust. I'm not sure if I'm liking that. It looks a little bit too short. I don't know. You guys can let me know in the comments. So let's go ahead and grab our little springs and get underneath the bike. And I have so much of a mess over here. I'm still sick. So let's. I don't know. How are you guys gonna be able to see this? Like this? You guys got a good view right there? Alright, yeah, it looks like it's just we're running out of daylight here. Grab that. Ooh, that is tough. Alright, that's one. See, can you guys see from up here? Kinda. No, I can't see. Alright. Alright. Alright, so that's in there. That's installed. That's how you install the SP Concepts lane splitter on a lowrider S. So thanks for watching. You guys stay out there, stay safe, stay tuned for the startup and all this other stuff that I'm going to do after this video. Let's risk it out there and ride. Later.